the Supreme Court's effective destruction of the Voting Rights Act, we are seeing southern states all across the South redraw their voting maps. This could lead to the largest drop in black representation since the Jim Crow era.
I'm gonna see my man until I get satisfied.
These maps are racist tools of white supremacy at the behest of the most powerful white supremacist in the United States of America, Donald J. Trump.
This is serious. This is gravely serious for people. People fought, died, were tortured for the right to vote. And so the world needs to be watching this, because what is happening today will happen to the rest of the country.
Yo, Shalom, family. Shalom. Yeah, first and foremost, we want to give all glory, honor, and praise to the Most High, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Mashiach, Yahushai. We want to thank him for another Shabbat. We want to thank him for another day, for putting breath in our bodies. Thanking him for giving us the strength to do his will. Thank him for the income that we have. Thank him for our families. Thank him for giving us a chance at knowing this truth. Thank him for us not being bug out, right? And us out here following bad doctrine. We want to thank the Most High for everything that he's blessed us with and bestowed upon us. Say shalom, sister Adar, shalom. Y'all see the title of the class. Why should anyone take your walk seriously? Right? Why should anyone take your walk seriously? Now we just watched this clip. Right? It said the Tennessee lawmakers passed new U.S. House map to give Republicans a 9-0 advantage. So they basically hindering blacks from having a say so in politics and being able to vote and everything else. You know what I say? Then don't do it. Just separate yourself from it. The problem is we're trying to blend ourselves into something that was built up against us. They fighting for something that was never meant for them. Leave it alone. Just leave it alone. You know, I was on a panel the other day, and they was talking about voting and all this and that, and what, you know, what party they with and everything else. And I simply asked them, I said, well, what's the last president that you can think of that did anything for black folks? Everybody got quiet, crickets. Yeah, because why are you jumping through hoops talking about vote, when obviously if they don't want you to have a real say-so in things, why would they ever give you the power to make any decision? If they know, because they call us minorities, but they know that our people, we have children just like Mexicans do. We have children. I'm talking about our sisters be pregnant, carrying a little baby, and pushing one and two following. You get what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, if they know that we got that, we reproduce like crazy, why would they give us any type of power? Why would they let your vote mean anything? Right? You trying to assimilate with a society, with a system that is built up against you and your people. And that's why you see stuff like this going on, right? I say leave it alone, right? Let's go to, let me see. I think it's Deuteronomy 17. Let's see, let me make sure. Let me make sure. Deuteronomy 17, I think it's 13. 17, 13. Mm-hmm. Let me see. No, it's not 13. It's verse 15.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 17, verse 15. Thou shalt anywise set him king over thee, whom the Lord thy God shall choose, one from among thy brethren. Shalt thou set king over thee. Thou mayest not set a stranger over thee, which is not thy brother.
You ain't supposed to be going to go vote anyway.
But he shall not multiply.
You can stop. It says you can't set nobody over you that is not thy brother. And you can't do it no way. It said the Most High God would set who is supposed to be over you. The Most High God would do that. Right? We're not supposed to be going to vote anyway. So you sinning by doing that. We're not supposed to be involving ourselves in these situations. See, how does this tie in with the title of the class? Why should anyone take your walk seriously? Because your walk as an individual, it affects Israel as a nation. You get what I'm saying? And why would anybody take our nation seriously? Right? Why would anybody take our nation seriously? The only reason why anyone would take our nation seriously is if our walk is backed by something, right? Our walk has to be endorsed, right? You endorse your walk with your actions. You endorse your walk. The Most High God, at the end of the day, that's our power. That's who endorses us as a nation, ultimately, right? But the acts that we take as individuals, I mean, the in our individual walk, your individual walk has to be backed by something. Of course, the Most High, but your actions has to be backed by your actions, right? They have to see, okay, look, they're willing to segregate from us. They're willing to leave us alone. They're willing to stop spending money with us. They're willing to do another Tulsa, Oklahoma, except in this sense, righteously. That's the only thing they was missing in Tulsa, Oklahoma, or cities like that, is the fact that they were not obeying God's laws, statutes, and commandments. That's the only thing, right? That's why I feel, because they was probably over there being wicked as I don't know what. You get what I'm saying? But they had the right idea, because at that time segregation was going on. Okay, so let me see. Let me get this off here real quick. Okay, now we see what they were doing. Now watch this. Let me show you something.
Hey, yo, Justin. I see you. And I want you to know, I'll follow you. That passion, that anger, I share it. We need leaders. We need people willing to bleed. So I say it again. I'll follow you. Let's do what we gotta do.
All right. So for those that don't know, Justin Pearson was he was one of the brothers that was up there that was protesting. And he got arrested along with a few other people. They were trying to protest what was going on with the video that we just watched. They was up there, dealing with that, and they got arrested. Right. Grab Baruch 4 and verse 1. Baruch
Say it
chapter
again.
4. Grab Baruch chapter 4, verse 1. So you heard what the brother said. He said, Justin Pearson, basically, I'm a ride with you. Right? I'm a rock with you. I'm down. Just, you know what I'm saying? Give me the go ahead. Let me know when. That's how he's speaking, right? We're gonna address something. Go ahead, bring it out, King. Baruch chapter 4, verse 1.
The book of Baruch, chapter 4, verse 1. Mm-hmm. This is the book of the commandments of God and the law that endure forever. All they that keep it shall come to life, but such as leave it shall die.
Mm-hmm.
Turn thee, O Jacob, and take hold of it. Walk in the presence of the light thereof, that thou mayest be illuminated.
Mm-hmm.
Give not thy honor to another, nor the things that are profitable unto thee to a strange nation.
It said, don't do what?
O Israel, happy are you.
You must got a delay. You got a delay?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, read verse 4 again. Me? Yeah, I hear you.
Okay, come.
Read verse 4 again.
Israel. O Israel, happy are we, for the things that are pleasing to God are made known unto us.
Mm-hmm. Go. Matter of fact, verse 3 is what you read. My bad. Read verse 3.
God, give not thy honor to another, nor the things that are profitable unto thee to a strange nation.
So he said, give not thy honor to another, nor the things that are profitable unto thee to a strange nation. Next verse.
God. O Israel, happy are we, for things that are pleasing to God are made known to us.
So he said, don't give what's honorable to a strange nation. And that's what we doing when they call themselves going up here voting, getting caught up in the politics of this nation, right? It's like you stressing, like my parents, they stress voting. Okay, you putting all that energy into this society that's built up against you, built up against your people. You giving your honor to another, right? Why don't you put that energy into your people? Why can't we put the energy that this brother that's talking about Justin Pearson, the energy that he's projecting on using for any to fight to vote or whatever the case may be? He could be why is he not using that energy to keep God's commandment? Why is he not using that energy to really uplift his people? You trying to go into their system to help your people in their system. No, see, we need to create a system. That's what we need to do. The system that we need to create is in these scriptures. These scriptures speak of a system that we're supposed to have. Why should our walk be taken seriously? It's not being taken seriously as long as you're trying to play by their rules. And when you go into their system, when you're trying to vote, when you're trying to do all this and that, you're trying to play by their rules. That's why it's not being taken seriously, right? And then their rules that they line up for you to be able to do. So just like they cut off the fact that blacks, the voting power of blacks in that state is limited now, right? So they give you, basically they're designing a way that they're going to tolerate you. So why would you go along with their system, right? The reason why your walk should be taken seriously is because, like I said, your walk has backing, right? When you are fighting the fight based on their rules, you don't have any backing because they make the rules, right? The backing that you would have, that you should have, for one, is the Most High God.
That's right.
Two, what's another backing that we should have? Another backing is they know it don't matter if you do try to do something to me. There's a million more of me's out here teaching this word, standing up for my nation, for my people. My backing is my people. Like I said, of course, the Most High, but my backing is there are tons more. This one is not going to, maybe back in the day, they would be concerned with this one. But right now, it's like, oh, this one, I mean, it's only one, that's one, but there's tons of them. And I know is all these people got his back. They're all saying the same thing, right? You have to be willing to lay your life down, right? Christ said this. This walk shouldn't be a fad for you.
That's right.
This walk shouldn't be the new thing out, and you just want to, do what everybody else does. This shouldn't be that way, because your walk won't be taken seriously, because you're gonna do some stuff that people gonna be like, well, that's not really a child of God. I don't think that's how you moving, but you preaching something different. You're gonna be looked at as like a hypocrite. What is the backing of Israel? God. What is the backing of each and every Israelite, right? The other Israelites around them. What's the backing of a wife, her husband, right? Why will nobody play with this man's wife? Because they know that they got to deal with him. Why won't they play with that man's kids? Because they don't know how to deal with him or his wife, right? The backing is what makes people take you seriously. Why, for instance, the US dollar used to be backed by gold or endorsed, right? Endorsed and backing is basically synonymous. The US dollar used to be backed by gold. So the US dollar, it meant something at one point in time, right? it had a certain value at a certain point in time. Of course, it has a certain value now, but it was backed by gold. So it's like you would hand someone that note, and they know that it's gold backing up that note, right? That gold is what is the reason why you took that US dollar seriously, right? So right now, why should anyone take your walk seriously if you're not willing to lay your life down for this truth, right? Yes, that's what you have to do, right? Let's go to Daniel chapter 3 verse 1. Daniel chapter 3 verse 1. You have to be willing to lay your life down for this truth. Now, I know in previous classes I've talked about a hedge of protection around us, which is absolutely true. But also, you must be willing to to make the same walk that your Messiah made, right? Matter of fact, go to Mark chapter 10 and 35 first. See, it's like this. Why don't people play whenever they know somebody let's say got life in prison or something like that? Why don't they play with them? They don't play with them because they have nothing to lose. They have nothing to lose. You're the only one that has something to lose. They don't play with them because they have nothing to lose. They will lay their life down to stand up for what they believe. They will lay their life down trying to lay you down, right? You have to be willing to lay your life down for this truth, for this word, for your God, for your people. That's the backing of what you say and what you do. When you say you're Israelite, they know don't fool with him because he gonna stand up for what he believes, even if he got to put his life on the line for it. Don't mess with her, because she mean what she say when it comes to this truth. She say she's an Israelite, she mean that, right? That's the backing. Right? Read what you got, King.
The book of Mark, chapter 10, verse 35. And James and John, the sons of Zebedee, come unto him, saying, Master, we would that thou shouldest do for us whatsoever we shall desire.
Keep going.
And he said unto them, What would ye that I should do for you? They said unto him, Grant unto us that we may sit, one on thy right hand, and the other on thy left hand in thy glory.
So they requested, they said, we want to sit on your left and right hand in thy glory. And Shalom, Elder Yabal, Shalom, truth lives. They said, we want to sit on your left and right hand in the glory. This is what they're requesting, right? Go ahead. Keep reading.
But Yahushua said unto them, Ye know not what ye ask. Can ye drink of the cup that I drink of?
He said, you don't know what you're asking for. Will you be able to drink of the cup that I'm going to drink of? Right? Keep going.
And be baptized with the baptism that I am baptized with.
Mm-hmm.
And they said unto him,
and now notice, he ain't talking about being dipped in water. The baptism that he's talking about is what he's going to have to endure. Will you be, he said, will you be able to endure what I'm going to endure? You want to be on the left and right hand side of me, or will you be able to endure what I'm going to endure? Right? Keep reading.
And they said unto him, We can. And Yahushua said unto them, Ye shall indeed drink of the cup that I drink of, and with the baptism that I am baptized withal, shall ye be baptized.
He said, oh, yeah, well, you going to be indeed baptized with what I'm going to be baptized with, and you definitely going to drink of that cup. Oh, don't worry. Right? Keep reading.
But to sit on my right hand and on my left hand is not mine to give.
Because check this out. Go ahead. Keep reading. My bad. Finish that.
But it shall be given to them for whom it is prepared.
Check this out. What he's saying is to make this walk, you're deciding to take this walk with Christ as an Israelite, right? With the Israelites. You got to understand what you're signing up for.
That's right.
You got to know what you're signing up for. This is not listen, you can't take a Christian seriously. Christians sound good, they talk good, right? But behind closed doors, a Christian do whatever they feel like they want to do. And they teach to live like that. You can't take a Christian seriously because you know, for instance, you know that a Christian talk a good game. They might quote some scriptures and shot the dot and all this and that, right? But you understand that this same Christian man might sleep with your wife. You leave her around too long. This same Christian man might steal your money. This same Christian man, you know, it ain't no guarantee that he gonna help you stay on the right path, right? Somebody bribe him, he might fall for it. He might go for it because they don't have no laws, statutes, and commandments that they live by. They say you don't have to live by those laws, statutes, and commandments. And if they do say you gotta live by some, it's only some. It's only a couple of them. You know what I'm saying? So you can't take them serious because they hypocrites. And really, I can't even say that's a hypocrite if they teaching, yeah, you can break God's laws and they break God. That's not being a hypocrite, actually, right? But you can't take them seriously. You can't say this is a godly man because you know, well, he do everything under the sun, and he teaches to do that. He teaches you can do everything under the sun, right? But why should I take that Israelite seriously? Because that Israelite, he has a moral compass. You can go to the Bible and say, well, you're an Israelite. Well, it says here that thou shalt not lie, thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife or whatever, right? I see laws that you supposed to live by, right? So you can take that Israelite serious. But not only that, the Israelite has to live up to par. And if society or those around you see that you live up to that certain standard, they know to take you seriously. They know that you are not to be played with. Just like I got friends and family that have tried to convince me to celebrate certain things or holidays or whatever, or try to convince me to do things or eat things that are abomination or whatever. I've encountered that, and anybody that's been in the walk long enough has encountered family members that try to convince you one way or another to do things that you know you're not supposed to do, right? And you told them that you don't do, right? But when they see that you reject that, they know you're not to be played with. Oh, he's serious. She's serious about this walk, right? But on top of that, like the Hamashiach said, if you want to be with me in paradise, you're going to have to drink of this cup that I'm drinking of. You got to drink of this cup. They got to understand that your life is nothing to you. When it comes to the Most High, being obedient to him, right? Being a brother to your brothers and a sister to your sisters versus your life goes on the back burner. The will of God goes in the forefront.
That's right.
Your family goes on the back burner, but the will of God goes in the forefront. That's how they know that you are not to be played with. The same energy that this brother on this clip right here is saying about Justin Peterson. He needs to put that same energy into the right direction, because you're saying all the right stuff, but you don't have the right program. You're not under the right program. That brother's not going to teach you how to keep God's laws and be obedient to the Most High, right? You have the right mindset, but you need to put it in the right place, right? So, for instance, like I mentioned, Tulsa, Oklahoma, right? Black Wall Street. They had the right program by being segregated from everybody else and trying to do their own thing. That's what we're supposed to be doing. While we're in captivity, we need to segregate as much as we can. People take you seriously when they see that. No, because when somebody showed you they're a devil and you treat them as such, they know that you're serious. When somebody does something, you know what I'm saying, they do something messed up, and you treat them accordingly, even if you still hold conversation with them, you treat them accordingly, they know, okay, well, he paying attention. He's seeing what I'm doing. All right. Even if it's your brother, you're supposed to forgive your brother, your sister, whatever. And let's say your brother or sister come in your house and they steal money off the table, right? You're supposed to forgive your brother or your sister, but does that mean you need to have money laying around them anymore? No, that don't mean that. Matter of fact, you don't lay the money around them no more so that you don't have another issue. I see that you have sticky fingers. So guess what? Just so that we can keep a good relationship, I'm not going to have no money laying around you. I can't trust you around my money. I probably can trust you with everything else, but I can't trust you around my money. Or, for instance, if, let's say you leave your wife around your brother, and then your brother get to talking sideways to her, get to flirting or something with her, and she come back and tell you, like, you know what? My brother proved to me that I can leave my money around him. I can let him drive my car. I can do this. I can do that. But this one thing, which is leaving my wife around him, I can't do. So for me to have a good relationship with my brother, I can't leave my wife around my brother. So if you love your brother or your sister, you're going to make sure that you don't expose them to whatever that weakness was, right? So with that being said, when you treat people accordingly, when you act accordingly, that's when people know that they can take you seriously. Because it's like, okay, he's saying that I messed up over here, and he hasn't, cut up. He hasn't tripped out on me, no nothing, but he won't let me, sit up in his house by myself no more. Because you messed up, and he's paying attention to what you did. You get what I'm saying? For instance, these folks that's taking us into captivity, when they see, oh, well, they say they're the Israelites. We told them that they black, though. We told them that they Negroes. Well, I'm talking, they went through school from kindergarten to 12th grade, and we done told them that they Negroes, color, African American, and they got the audacity, the unmitigated gall to call themselves something other than what we taught them. Okay, let's try this. Just like what we went over last week with the Moabites. Let's send some women over there, right? But we don't sleep with none of them. We don't want none of them. We say, you know what? The Bible says this. Deuteronomy chapter 7 says this. They're like, okay, that don't work. Let's try something else. And they keep trying different things. And they see us, we segregating ourselves spiritually, physically, and everything else from them to the best of our ability, because we still in this society. So we got to deal with them one way or another. But we segregating in as many aspects of our life as we can. They know these people are serious. These people are serious. So then they get upset, right? But see, if they get upset and then try something else, try to put fear in your heart, but they know that you are being just like your Messiah, which is, my life means nothing. You're not going to make me go against this truth. I will lay my life down for God's word, for my brother, for my God, for this truth. They know that you don't have nothing to lose, right? And this is not a class to teach people to be to you know what I'm saying, unalive yourself. This is a class to be serious about what you believe, right? To the point where, look, matter of fact, let's get 1 John 3 and 18, King. I'm gonna show you something. Let's get 1 John 3 and 18. You have to be as serious as your Messiah. What did your Messiah do for you? He stood up for righteousness until they decide they want to take him out, which he let them, of course, right? That was his backing. His backing is, look, you can take me to the slaughter like a sheep. I'm not gonna go against my God. Like Job. Job was persecuted with all this, the illness and the children dying and everything else, but he stood firm on what he believed. I'm sure Job would have put his life on the line for what he believed. You have to be the same way. See, the reason why they had to be back in the 60s, they had to be they had to come at our people a certain type of way. They had to figure out different ways to come at us, because, for instance, our people was militant in a sense. Our people was militant, so they're like, you know what? We can't try the old tactics. We gotta try something else. You gotta back up what you're saying. Your words mean nothing if they ain't got no backing. Right? Bring out what you got, King.
The book of 1 John, chapter 3, verse 19. And hereby we know that we are of the truth, and shall assure our hearts before him.
You said what? Read it again.
And hereby we know that we are of the truth, and shall assure our hearts before him.
We shall assure. Read the verse prior. My bad.
Verse 18.
Yeah, come on.
1 John chapter 3, verse 18.
Verse 17.
Okay. But whoso hath this world's good, Shlakia, but whoso hath this world's good, and seeth his brother have need, and shutteth up his bowels of compassion for him, how dwelleth the love of God in him? My little children, let us not love in word, neither in tongue, but in deed and in truth.
That's what I was looking for, verse 18. All right, so it says, let us love in deed and in truth. Indeed. Your love, see what you say is just a sum, it's to sum up what you're going to perform. If I say, look, I serve God, the mighty God, right? I'm an Israelite. I keep God's commandments. I just summed up everything it is about me when it comes to this walk. He serves God because he showed me when I tried to convince him to break the Sabbath, he said no. Matter of fact, you know what I'm saying? He acted like he wanted to go upside my head for even trying to convince him, right? I tried to tempt him this way, tried to tempt him that way, and he denied it every time, right? Your words are just a sum of your actions. You know what I'm saying? It's just a sum of what you backing it up with. You back up what you're saying. You back up your words with your actions. Go to James 2 and 14, King. You love indeed. So love is not just okay. For instance, we know 1 John 5 and 3, the love of God are to keep his commandments, right? But if I'm willing to put my life in the forefront to protect my brother, that's love. If I'm willing to stand up for the truth with everything in me, that's the love of my God, the love of myself, and the love of my nation. Because for one, I'm an example. Two, I'm standing up for the Most High, and I'm standing up for my people. Three, they know don't play with him. Don't play with him. You gonna have something on your hands. You deal with him, you gonna have something on your hands. Because he don't care about your job. He don't care about your society. He don't care about nothing you talking about. He don't care about nothing that you can bring. He don't care about your women. He don't care about your money. He don't care about nothing. His life means nothing to him. He means what he says when it comes to his God and his people. Play with either one of them, you got hell on your hands.
No, that's right.
That's the attitude you got to have. You got to back up what you're saying with your actions. Your actions is your backing or your endorsement for your words. Anybody know Azrahiah? They know Azrahiah will back up what he's saying without a doubt. Right? When it comes to this word, I'm going to back up what I'm saying. And nothing that nobody can do, nothing you can present to me is going to have me deny his word. Nothing you can try is going to have me go against my God. Right? I'm not perfect. I make mistakes, of course. But overall, I'm a servant of the Most High. Right? Read what you got, King.
The book of James, chapter 2, verse 14. What doeth it profit, my brother, though a man say he have faith and have not works? Can faith save him? If a brother or sister be naked and destitute of daily food, And one of you say unto them, depart in peace, be ye warmed and filled, notwithstanding ye give them not those things which are needful to the body. What doeth it profit?
So, matter of fact, read the previous verse, King. I'm gonna point something out.
Verse 14.
Yeah, come on.
What doth it profit, my brethren, though a man say he have faith and have not works? Can faith save him?
So, what was the faith, right? The faith is what's up in here. The faith is what's up in your head, right? You have faith. I believe. This is what's going on in your head, right? You can believe what you want to believe if you don't stand firm with your actions. It said, what doth it profit, my brethren, though a man say he have faith and have not works? Can faith save him? Christians will have you believe that what you say, just to say you accept Christ into your heart. Romans 10:9. Accept Christ into your heart, you are saved now. That don't mean a hill of beans. That means nothing. Because how do I know that you're a child of God? You know what I'm saying? And you going up the street doing the same thing the people up the street doing. Right? I can come and offer you anything, bribe you with anything, and you gonna fall for it. Bribe you with enough money, you going for it. Right? Keep on reading on that, King. Next verse.
God. If a brother or sister be naked and destitute of daily food, and one of you say unto them, depart in peace, be ye warmed and filled, notwithstanding ye give them not those things which are needful to the body, what doth it profit?
So if you say your brother or sister is hungry and you basically just like, we're gonna pray for you. You don't offer them nothing to eat. They hungry right now. You don't offer them nothing to eat. What is that? What is you praying for them gonna do? You obviously not loving them indeed. You're loving them with your words. It sound good. You know what I'm saying? It sound good. So basically, if you can't offer me, at least offer me something. You ain't missed a meal. And I'm telling you, I'm hungry. All I want is something to eat. And you can't offer me nothing. You telling me that I don't need to take your walk seriously. I mean, your faith is nothing because it ain't backed up by your actions. It's not backed up by you showing that you are really and truly a brother to me. Right? So I don't need to take your walk seriously. Right? Keep reading.
God. Even so, faith, if it have not works, is dead, being alone.
You said faith without works is dead. We all know that scripture. We all know that, right? But ultimately, you have to understand that faith is what's in your head, what you say. Faith is dead, being alone. Just like the US dollar. If they didn't have gold to back it up when they first created the US dollar, it would be just a piece of paper. It's nothing. But now the US has other means of making that dollar mean something. Right? The dollar is endorsed by other means by the US. A wife is endorsed by her husband. A man is endorsed by his community. The community is endorsed by the nation. The nation is endorsed by God. You have to have some backing on what you're saying. And if you say that you're an Israelite, it has to be backed up with you putting your life on the line for it. You have to say, no, I don't care what's going on. Try what you want. Take me if you want to. At the end of the day, I'm not going against my God. Because if you one of them people where it sound good to you, when you talk, what you're saying sound good, it look good, then till they get you to the side, you're like, I was just playing, I prayed, you know what I'm saying, and I and then ain't nothing happened, I was just playing. Please don't harm me, don't do nothing to me. If you one of them, your walk don't need to be taken seriously, and it's not going to be taken seriously. All this time that we've been in America in captivity, our people that go around kissing these folks behind, they know they don't take that person seriously. Not only do they not take that individual seriously, they see that individual as at the end of the day, they see that individual as dishonorable and not trustworthy. Because if you will go against your own people, why should we trust you with our people? Why should we trust you amongst us? Right? Because you will go against your own people for us. So we can't trust you. You don't have no backbone. So you don't mean what you say. Right? Keep reading that, King.
Yea, man may say, thou hast faith, and I have works. Show me thy faith without thy works, and I will show thee my faith by my works.
I will show you my faith by my works. Don't come playing with me. Don't come playing with me with these games. Don't come bringing that sin over here. Right? Because I will show you that I'm not playing with you when it comes to this word. When they know that you like that, they're not going to come playing with you. They know you ain't got no backbone. You saying it, well, you know, we don't need to offend the people over there. You know, they believe what they forget them. Forget them. I'm not studying them. I don't need to stay. They need to stay away from me. Keep that from me, because I'm not going towards them anyway. I'm not going in that direction anyway. Y'all keep trying to show up in my space. Stay away from me. You won't have to hear what I'm about to say. I'm gonna check you like Nehemiah checked the folks at the gate. He said, if you show up here again to this gate, I will lay hands on you.
That's right.
Hey, get 2 Corinthians 10:4, okay? He said, I will lay hands on you. So he said a certain something, and if they would have pushed further, he would have backed it up with his actions. Now, once again, we are not promoting to get physical with people. That's not what we're promoting, right? Because read what you got, King.
The book of, you said 2 Corinthians?
2 Corinthians 10:4.
10:4, Con. The book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 10, verse 4. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through God to the
weapons of our warfare is not carnal. My words is backed up with my warfare. My warfare is not carnal, right? Unless you put your hands on me, then it got to be physical. But the weapons of my warfare is not carnal, but by what? Read that again.
For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through God to the pulling down of strongholds, casting down.
Finish it out. My bad. Finish it out.
Casting down imaginations and every high thing that exalteth itself against the knowledge of God, and bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of Christ.
Casting down. Read that one more time, King. Read it one more time. That's it.
Verse 5. Casting down imaginations.
Casting down whatever you imagined to do, whatever doctrine you imagined to bring this way, is going to get cast down and cut down. Keep reading.
Casting down imaginations and every high thing that exalteth itself against the knowledge of God.
Every high thing that exalts itself, right? You had so much pride to think that your doctrine was strong enough to get me to go left and leave the truth. You thought you was deceitful enough to convince me to go out with you to start sinning, right? Keep reading.
And bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of Christ.
Bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of Christ. What does that mean? I will every thought that will make me be obedient to Christ. I'm bringing that into captivity. I want to hold on to that. That ain't going nowhere. That's what they're saying. I'm not letting that go. Right? So the weapons of my warfare, matter of fact, finish it out. Read verse 6.
And having in a readiness to revenge all disobedience when your obedience is fulfilled.
So the weapons of our warfare is not carnal, right? But you can cast down all these strongholds and everything else with your obedience to the Most High, because that is your power. That's your power, right? But as an Israelite, why should you be taken seriously? Why should you be taken seriously? Because you know this truth comes before any and everything. And you have to prove that one way or another. You have to prove that this word comes before everything, right? Get Matthew 7:21, King. This word comes before everything, right? This is not for play. This is not for decoration and to be cute, you know, with your dress on, and the brother got his garment on with the meat tree on. It's not to be cute. This is serious business.
That's right.
And they need to understand it's serious business. They have segregated themselves from us. They building up a whole community within the community, right? They mean what they saying. They done stopped buying on the Sabbath, right? And I went over there. You know what I'm saying? I went over there with some Christian doctrine or whatever doctrine, and I got ran up out the city. I got ran up out of there, right? I threatened them. I got ran up out of there. They got to know that you mean business. Read what you got, King.
The book of Matthew, chapter 7, verse 21. Not everyone that saith unto me, Lord, Lord, shall enter into the kingdom of heaven, but he that doeth the will of my Father, which is in heaven.
Not everyone that saith, Lord, Lord, will enter the kingdom of heaven, but he that doeth the will of my Father. It's about your deeds. Your words is just a sum of what your actions going to perform, right? Let's go ahead and go to Daniel chapter 3, verse 1, King. Your deeds is what matter, right? The what do you call that? Because all they understand is, all people in the world understand is carnality. That's all they understand, right? So you got to show them with action. You got to show them that you mean business with action, right? And your actions is, I don't go out and do whatever on the Sabbath. This is what I do on the Sabbath, right? Because they can't see your spiritual walk. They can only see how you perform, right? Read what you got, King.
The book of Daniel, chapter 3, verse 1. Nebuchadnezzar, the king, made an image of gold, whose height was 3 square cubits, and the breadth three thereof 6 cubits. He set it up in the plain of Dura, in the province of Babylon. Then Nebuchadnezzar, the king, sent to gather together the princes, the governors, and the captains, the judges, the treasurers, the counselors, the sheriffs, and all the rulers of the province, to come to the dedication of the image which Nebuchadnezzar the king had set up. Then the princes, the governors, the captains, the judges, the treasurers, the counselors, the sheriffs, and all the rulers of the province had gathered together unto the dedication of the image that Nebuchadnezzar the king had set up. And they stood before the image that Nebuchadnezzar had set up. Then it heard herald cried aloud, to you it is commanded, O people, nations, and languages, that at what time ye hear the sound of the cornet, flute, harp, saxbut, psaltery, the cleamer,
Psaltery,
dulcimer, and all kinds of music, ye fall down and worship the golden image that Nebuchadnezzar the king had set up.
So they created an image, commanded that everybody bow down to the image, right? Keep going.
And whoso falleth not down and worship shall the same hour be cast into the midst of the burning fiery furnace. Therefore, at that time, when all the people heard the sound of the cornet, the flute, the harp, the sackbut, the psaltery, and all kinds of music, all the people, the nations, and the languages fell down and worshiped the golden image and that Nebuchadnezzar the king had set up. Wherefore, at that time, certain Chaldeans came near and accused the Jews. They spake and said to the king Nebuchadnezzar, O king, live forever. Thou, O king, hast made a decree that every man that shall hear the sound of the cornet, the harp, the flute, the harp, shlakia, sackbut, psaltery, and this dulcimer, and all kinds of music shall fall down and worship the golden image. And whoso falleth not down and worship, that he should be cast into the midst of a burning fiery furnace. Then there are certain Jews whom thou hast set over the affairs of the province of Babylon, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. These men, O king, have not regarded thee. They serve not thy gods, nor worship the golden image which thou hast set up.
So look, say this out, right? Now, of course, we all know the story, but notice that they said the Israelites didn't want to bow down to the statue, right? So here they go trying to get the Israelites in trouble because they feel as though, well, if you didn't listen to the order of the king, so we finna get the king to enforce what he commanded, right? Key read.
Then Nebuchadnezzar, in his rage and fury, commanded to bring Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Then they brought these men before the king. Nebuchadnezzar spake and said unto them, Is it true, O Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego? Do not ye serve my gods, nor worship the golden image which I have set up? Now, if ye be ready, that at that time, that what time he hear the sound of the cornet, the flute, harp, sackbut, psaltery, and he said again, dulcimer, and all kinds of music, ye fall down and worship the image which I have made. Well, but if ye worship not, ye shall be cast the same hour into the midst of a burning fiery furnace. And who is that God that shall deliver you out of my hands?
And who is that God that shall deliver you out of my hands? This is how the people around you is treating you. They treating you when you in this truth. Well, okay, you saying you the Israelite. Man, listen, Israelites ain't no longer here, right? What God is gonna deliver you out of the hands of Satan? Because I will put them folks on you. I will do something to you. That's how they looking at us. They don't take us seriously, right? They say we a cult. Everybody that they've categorized as a cult, I would say they've what do you call that? They've compromised them one way or another, and so they know that, okay, well, this particular cult got compromised this way or got compromised that way. You know what I'm saying? And so so because of that pattern, they don't take people that they call a cult seriously, in which cult is just the root word for culture, right? And that's by their own definition. They want to call us cult, whatever. Okay, cool. But we know what we're doing. We know that we are the Israelites. You know what I'm saying? You're not calling the Asian man a cult when he says that he's Chinese or whatever, right? So at the end of the day, it is what it is. But they didn't want to bow down to the statue. So then the folks want to try to, you know what I'm saying, get the king to enforce his rule, right? Keep reading.
Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego answered and said to the king, O Nebuchadnezzar, we are not careful to answer thee in this matter.
He said what?
We it not, Shlaki, we are not careful to answer thee in this matter.
We not, listen. He asked them, so in the previous verse, he said, now if ye be ready, that at what time ye hear the sound of the cornet, flute, harp, sackbut, psaltery, and dulcimer, and all kinds of music, ye fall down and worship the image which I have made. Well, But if ye worship not, ye shall be cast the same hour into the midst of a burning fiery furnace. And who is the God that should deliver you out of my hands? They said, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego answered and said to the king, O Nebuchadnezzar, we are not careful to answer thee in this matter. We are not walking on eggshells. Ain't nothing you can do but take our life. We're not walking on eggshells. We serve the one and true mighty God, right? We are not careful when it comes to our answer or reply to what you asked. We're not careful. You don't put no fear in our heart, right? Keep reading.
If it be so, our God, whom we serve, is able to deliver us from the burning fiery furnace, and he will deliver us out of thy hand, O king. But if not, be it known unto thee, O king, that we will not serve thy gods, nor worship the golden image which thou hast set up.
So they said, if it be so, our God will deliver us. If it's his will, he will deliver us. But if he doesn't deliver us, he says, we still not serving your God. So look at what just happened. The only thing that anyone can do is destroy the body.
That's right.
But when you take away the fear aspect of them destroying the body, there's what else do they have? What other leverage do they have? They said, we're not going to bow down to your God. It don't matter what you're talking about. If he don't deliver us, it just is what it is. But we're not bowing down to you. Right? Keep reading.
Then was Nebuchadnezzar full of fury, and the form of his visage was changed against Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Therefore he spake and commanded that they should heat the furnace 7 times more than it was want to be heated. And he commanded the most mighty men that were in his army to bind Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, and to cast them into the burning fiery furnace. Then these men were bound in their coats, their hosen, and their hats, and their other garments, and were cast into the midst of the burning fiery furnace. Therefore, because the king's commandment was urgent, and the fire is exceedingly hot, the flame of the fire slew those men that took up Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Man. And these 3 men, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, fell down bound into the midst of the fiery furnace, burning fiery furnace. Then Nebuchadnezzar, the king, was astonished. Is that astonished?
Yeah, I think so.
Was astonished.
Astonished.
I don't know what that means.
It's like he was like in disbelief, like his face was stuck. Like, what? What's going on, right? Keep reading.
And rose up in haste and spake and said unto the counselors, did not we cast 3 men bound into the midst of the fire? They answered and said unto the king, true, O king. He answered and said, lo, see 4 men loose, walking in the midst of the fire, and they have no hurt. The form of the 4th is like the Son of God. Then Nebuchadnezzar came near to the mouth of the burning fiery furnace and spake and said, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, ye servants of the Most High God, come forth and come hither.
Now hold on. Now notice. Now he's saying, ye servants of the Most High God.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Why is he saying that now? Because they said what they meant and they meant what they said, and our God performed. Right? You want to finish it out, King?
Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego come forth, back from the midst of the fire, and the princes, governors, and the captains, And the king's counselors, being gathered together, saw these men, upon whose bodies the fire had no power, nor was the hair of their heads singed, neither were their coats changed, nor the smell of fire had passed on them. Then Nebuchadnezzar spake and said, Blessed be the God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, who have sent his angel and delivered his servants that trusted in him, and have changed the king's word, and yielded their bodies, that they might not serve nor worship any God except their own God.
They had to make him into a believer. They had to make him into a believer, right? Let's get John 12 and 27, King. They had to make him into a believer. But see,
hold on 1 second. I don't want to be right back.
Oh, you good? Okay. They had to make Nebuchadnezzar into a believer, because Nebuchadnezzar thought the fact that I can unalive you, you're gonna listen to what I got to say. But their belief system was backed up by what they said. They're like, no, we gonna serve the Most High God. We don't care what you're talking about, right? And that's how we have to be. We have to back up what we're saying with our actions, right? I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna go to John chapter 12, and verse 27. It says, I'm gonna start at verse 26. No, let me go up just a little bit more. Verse 23. And Yahushua answered him, saying, The hour is come that the Son of Man should be glorified. Verily, verily, I say unto you, except a corn of wheat fall into the ground and die, it abideth alone. But if it die, it bringeth forth much fruit. He that loveth his life shall lose it, and he that hateth his life in this world shall keep it unto life eternal. If any man serve me, let him follow me where I am. There shall also my servant be. If any man serve me, he will my Father honor. So it says, he that loveth his life shall lose it, and he that hateth his life in this world shall keep it unto life eternal. What it means by hating your life, it ain't saying, you know what I'm saying, like literally hating your life. It means, but it means is you are in captivity. You hate the situation that we're in, right? Meaning you reject your life for the mission that Christ set you on. You reject your life for the mission of keeping these commandments, being an example, being a servant to the Most High. That's what it means. Hate your life. You have to hate your life. You know what I'm saying? You have to hate your life to do the will of the Most High. You can't exalt what you've done over the years. Exalt, well, I got this good job. I got this going on. I got that going on. I'm not ready for us to get about this captivity. You can't value that. Your value has to be in these scriptures. Your value has to be in this walk, right? He said, once again, he says in verse 25, he that loveth his life shall lose it, and he that hateth his life in this world shall keep it unto life eternal. If you love your situation, you're not going to sacrifice what you need to sacrifice. You're not going to sacrifice the people. You're not going to sacrifice whatever you need to sacrifice to walk accordingly. They come to you with them bribes, you're going to take them. Because you love your life. You love what you have right now. When all this stuff is nothing. All this stuff will mean nothing at the end of the day. Right? Let's get Matthew 10 and 37, King. Matthew 10 and 37. And that's what I mean by Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. They valued the works. They valued their works, and they valued their God. They valued how their God would see them. They valued being an example over their life. Their life was secondary. And that backed up what they were saying. So when they came about the furnace, they knew, Nebuchadnezzar knew, don't play with them. Y'all are servants of the Most High God. And they proved it with their actions. Right? You have to be willing to walk this walk regardless of what comes against you. Right? Read what you got, King.
The book of Matthew, chapter 10, verse 37. He that loveth father or mother more than me is not worthy of me. And he that loveth son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me.
Mm-hmm.
And he that taketh not his cross and followeth after me is not worthy of me. He that findeth his life shall lose it, and he that loseth his life for my sake shall find it.
So if you love anybody or anything, if you love your life, if you love whatever more than you love this walk, you're not worthy of Christ. You're not worthy of it. It sounds good when we're talking about, we say that we Israelites, we say I'm a child of God, we say all this other stuff. It all sounds good until the smoke hit the city, until it's time to prove it. When it's time to prove it, now your knees shaking, your knees buckling. When it's time to prove it, it all sounds good until it's time to prove it. And you have to mentally condition yourself to be able to withstand the wiles of Satan.
That's right.
Because if he ain't came, he coming. If he ain't tried you yet, he gonna try you. Right? And you cannot buckle under pressure when the wiles of Satan approach. Right? Let's go up to verse. We need to read some more of this. Let's see. Go up to verse 21. Matter of fact, go to verse 16. This whole thing is just
this whole thing is fire. The book of
You know.
Matthew chapter 10 verse 16. Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be ye therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves.
Wise as serpent, harmless as a dove don't mean you sit around and get kicked around. You know what I'm saying? Keep your butt away from the folks so you won't have to be kicked around. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, keep reading, King.
God. But beware of men, for they will deliver you up to the councils, and they will scourge you in their synagogues. And ye shall be brought before governors and kings for my sake, for a testimony against them and the Gentiles. But when they deliver you up, take no thought how or what ye shall speak, for it shall be given you in that same hour what ye shall speak. For it is not ye that speak, but the Spirit of your Father which speaketh in you. And the brother shall deliver up thy brother to death, and the father the child, and the children shall rise up against their parents and cause them to be put to death.
Now look, this verse just named, the Hamashiach just named the closest people to you. Your brother, your parents, the children. The closest people to you, he just named. Right? Why do you think he said you can't love mother or father more than me? You're not worthy of me if you love mother or father more than me. Because the same people that you would sacrifice yourself for are not going to sacrifice themselves for you.
That's right.
The Most High will put them in your path, knowing that you love these individuals, just to test you to go against him. And then you and all they butts gonna get destroyed. You will get destroyed right along with them because you rejected the Most High for them. The Most High will let your wife run her mouth to you and convince you to do something against him, and because you love your woman so much, this time it ain't gonna hurt. That's what Adam was thinking about. You know, Eve talking about this, that, and the other. What you talking about? This time it ain't gonna hurt. Just so you can get lined up and get messed up. You can't love you can't love your wife, you can't love your parents, your children, and all this and that more than you love the Most High. So what did he just read? It says, and the brother shall deliver up the brother to death. It's gonna be your brother to deliver you up and say, yeah, My brother, one of them Hebrew Israelites. He lived right there in that brick house right there. Yeah, you say you gonna give me how much? Man, he been getting my nerves since we was kids. Yeah, that's him.
Yeah.
Right? It says, brother shall deliver up the brother to death, and the father the child. The father gonna deliver his own child. It says, and the children shall rise up against their parents and cause them to be put to death, because they're not walking this walk. They don't see the value in what you're doing. They don't see the value in your God, and they are under a strong delusion. So you can't expect for the love that you have for them to be projected from them, right? You can't let the love for your people, your family, or whoever it is, supersede your relationship with the Most High and your walk, your everyday walk, right? Nothing can come before this walk. Nothing. Not your children, not your parents. Nothing comes before this walk. Not even your own life, right? That's why the title of the class is, why should anyone take your walk seriously? You can take my walk seriously because you can take this to the bank. I stand 10 toes down for the Most High, right? And I'm backing up everything I'm saying, you know what I'm saying, with my actions, right? Keep reading that, King.
And ye shall be hated of all men for my name's sake. But he that endureth to the end shall be saved.
He that endureth unto the end, the same shall be saved. Can you read?
But when they persecute you in this city, flee ye into another. For verily I say unto you, ye shall not have gone over the cities of Israel till the Son of Man be come. The disciple is not above his master, nor the servant above his Lord. It is not enough. It is enough.
It is
enough for the disciple that he be as his master, and the servant as his Lord. If they have called the master of the house Beelzebub, how much more shall they call them all his household, of his household?
If they call the master Beelzebub, how much more should they call you? If they mistreated your master, you're not above your Lord. So if they mistreated your Lord, call him out his name, what do you think they're gonna do to you?
Yeah.
The same people that you call yourself loving on, what you think they're gonna do to you? Right? You have to stand on business for the word, and it has to mean something, right? Keep reading.
Fear them not, therefore, for there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed, and hid that shall not be known. What I tell you in darkness, what I tell you in darkness, that ye in light, and what ye hear in the ear, that preach ye upon the housetops. And fear not them which kill the body, but are not able to kill the soul, but rather fear him which is able to destroy both soul and body in hell.
Don't fear the ones that can kill the body. When you eliminate the aspect of fear when it comes to them trying to do something to the body, when you eliminate the aspect of fear of those that can kill the body, they have no more leverage. There is no more leverage. It's eliminated. Nebuchadnezzar lost all leverage when them boys basically told him, listen, we're not serving your God, and we don't care what you decide you want to do. Whether he delivers us or don't deliver us. Now what you got? Now you going, now he's like, okay, cool, whatever. I gotta take you out now. But in the back of his mind, he's like, I can't let others see them embarrass me like this. What you just said went in one ear and out the other with them. You lost all leverage when they told you that. So the same thing has to apply. You have to make sure nobody has leverage on you to use anything against you to try to hem you up and get you off your walk, to get you sideways. Your walk must come before anything and everybody. Your walk has to come before everything, right? Don't fear them that can kill the body. You better fear the one that can kill the body and the spirit. Right? Keep reading.
Are not 2 sparrows sold for a farthing? And one of them shall not fall on the ground without your Father. But the very hairs of your head are all numbered.
Mm-hmm.
Fear ye not, therefore, ye are more valuable than many sparrows. Whosoever therefore shall confess me before men, him will I confess also before my Father which is in heaven.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, slack here.
You good. It says, verse 32 says, whosoever therefore shall confess me before men, him will I confess also before my Father which is in heaven. Right? It says, think not that I come to send peace on earth. I am not come to send peace, but a sword. For I am come to set a man at variance against his father, and the daughter against her mother, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. And the man's foes shall be they of his own household. He that loveth father or mother more than me is not worthy of me, and he that loveth son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me. And he that taketh not his cross and followeth after me is not worthy of me. Taking up your cross means you got to take up the persecution and everything that come with this walk. Everything that your Savior endured, you got to endure. Right? Get Ecclesiastes 9 and 10, King. You have to stand on business for this word. Right? Your words have to be backed by something. The 3 Hebrew boys' word was backed by action. Do what you we still not serving your God. Send us to the furnace. Cool. Which way we go? They lose all leverage when you do that. They lose all leverage when you eliminate all the fear of man. Because the Most High can deliver you. He can deliver you.
That's right.
Right?
They put me in the mind of those Salaki out of one. They put me in the mind of those brothers, those 7 brothers. That's in what's that second Maccabees 7.
Yeah, come.
Yeah, they had the same mentality.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep. They ended up dying, but they stood on business. Yep. They stood on business for the word, for the truth, for the Most High God, and for the people. Right? Read what you got, King.
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 9, verse 10. Whatsoever thy hand findeth to do, do it with thy might. For there is no work, nor device, nor knowledge, nor wisdom in the grave, whither thou goest.
Whatsoever your hand findeth to do it with all your might. Right? Do it all your might, all your strength. Right? Let me share my screen real quick. I'm gonna go to this scripture in the Amplified Bible. 1 second. Let's see. All right, this is Proverbs 24. Proverbs 24 in verse go to Proverbs 24, King, and read verse 10.
The book of Proverbs,
my bad.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 24, verse 10. If thou faint in the day of adversity, thy strength is small.
If you faint in the day of adversity, your strength is small. Notice when he read in Ecclesiastes 9 and 10, it said, whatsoever thy hand findeth to do with all your might or all your strength. Right? What is your strength? Read what you got again.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 24, verse 10. If thou faint in the day of adversity, thy strength is small.
Right here in the Amplified Bible, if you are slack or careless in the day of distress, your strength is limited. When you lack faith in the Most High, you lack strength. Your strength is the Most High. Your faith, your faith is what your faith is what promotes that relationship with the Most High. He said your strength is limited. You don't have no strength because your power is supposed to be the Most High. But if you don't have faith in him, how can he perform for you? Right? Verse 11 says, rescue those who are being taken away to death and those who stagger to the slaughter. Hold them back from their doom. Meaning, love your brother as yourself. My strength for my strength, right? Because just got finished speaking of strength in verse 10. My strength when it comes to my neighbors, my brothers, my sisters, is me being able to be there for them in whatever aspect I can be. Me being a good example to them. Me teaching them and making sure they stay on track. That's my strength for them. You being a good example to your neighbors, to your brothers, being an Israelite, being a stand-up Israelite, and preventing them from sinning is you rescuing them that's headed to death, like verse 11 is talking about. It says, and those who stagger to the slaughter, hold them back. I'm holding you back by showing you this is how you need to be living. Right? Let me take this off here real quick. Let's go to Psalms 68 and 28. Psalm 6. Whatsoever your hand find to do with all your strength. Right? And this goes along with what the class is talking about. Your words have to be backed up by something. All right? Psalm 68 and 28.
The book of Psalms, chapter 68, verse 28. Thy God hath commanded thy strength. Strengthen, O God, that which thou hast wrought for us.
Read that again.
Thy God hath commanded thy strength. Strengthen, O God, that which thou hast wrought for us.
Thy God hath commanded thy strength. Strengthen, O God, that which thou hast wrought for us, which thou hast brought to us to do. Strengthen us, O God. And it says, your God commands your strength. That's your power. And he commands your strength. Right? Go to verse 35, King.
Come. O God, thou art terrible out of thy holy places. The God of Israel is he that giveth strength and power unto his people. Blessed be God.
It's the Most High that gives us strength and power. Right? Nothing can supersede your relationship with him. That's who gives us strength and power. Right? If you love your life, your people, your family, or anything else more than him, you're not worthy of him. All right, let's go to Exodus 15. The Most High God gives you and commands your strength. Right? So don't be out here putting on a show like you were Israelite. Don't be putting on the show. Because you ain't putting on the show for none of us. You signing yourself up to get messed up. Right? Start at verse 1, King.
The book of Exodus, chapter 15, verse 1. Then sang Moses and the children of Israel this song unto the Lord, and spake, saying, I will sing unto the Lord, for ye have trampled gloriously. The horse and his rider have been thrown into the sea.
Mm-hmm.
The Lord is my strength.
You say what?
The Lord is my strength
and
song, and he is become my salvation. He is my God, and I will prepare him an habitation, my father's God, and I will exalt him.
So the Lord is my strength, right? And I'm going to exalt him. He is my salvation. My money ain't, my job ain't, you know what I'm saying? My friends ain't, my mother, my daddy ain't. God is my salvation, right? Keep reading.
The Lord is a man of war. The Lord is his name.
Why wouldn't we understand that? It said the Lord is a man of war. He will fight your battles, right? But you can't value anything else more than him. You can't value anything else more than him, right? Why are you not to be played with? Because you value being a servant of the Most High, Right? Can you read?
God. Pharaoh's chariots and his host had he cast into the sea. His chosen captains are drowned in the Red Sea.
Mm-hmm.
The depths have covered them. They sank into the bottom of as a stone. Thy right hand, O Lord, is become glorious in power. Thy right hand, O Lord, have dashed in pieces the enemy. And in greatness, in thy excellency, thou hast overthrown them that rose up against thee. Thou sendest forth thy wrath, which consumeth them as stubble.
That's how the Most High is moving for the children of Israel when we are in right standing. Right? That's our strength. Your strength ain't what you think your strength is. Your strength ain't you going to the weight room. Your strength is the Most High. That's your strength. You back up your words with action. Right? Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego back their words up with action. Right? Nehemiah almost got to the point of backing his words up with some actions. Right? Not saying to get physical with anyone, saying you have to back up what you're saying. If you're obedient to the words of the Most High, to his commandments, you ain't gotta do nothing. The Most High will do all the backing up. As long as you mean what you say and say what you mean. And you cannot let anyone that can try to attempt to harm you however way, or compromise you in whatever way, you can't let them have that leverage over you. Give all the leverage to the Most High. You give all that to him. Right? Can you read?
God. What verse was on this? Oh, okay, I got it. Verse 7. And in the greatness of thy excellency, thou hast. Wait a minute. And with the blast of thy nostrils, the waters were gathered together. The flood stood upright as in heat, and the depths were congealed in the heart of the sea. The enemy said, I will pursue, I will overtake, I will divide the spoil. My lust shall be satisfied upon them. I will draw my sword, my hand shall destroy them. Thou didst blow with thy wind, and sea covered them. The sea covered them, Slakia. They sank as lead in the mighty waters.
Stop right there real quick. Let me play this clip real fast.
That in their country, they were so against homosexuality because it was used as a form of punishment. Right. So they would take these young slave men, because Jamaica was, I think, slave breaking, slave train. Did you know that? You said it was buck breaking. Buck breaking, that's what they call it, but it was slave training there. So they would take the slaves and they would train them how to be better slaves. Now that I did not. And then the most docile slaves would go to America. A way to break the buck or the black male.
The most docile slaves would go to America. The purpose in everything in this system is to make our people be docile. You just go along with anything. You don't have any backbone, and that's what Christianity teaches you to be. And I keep bringing up Christianity because most of our people has been affected or grew up in Christianity, and ultimately that's what that's why they forced that on us, because ultimately that's what that did. It was teaching us to be docile. Turn the other cheek when the slave master whooping your behind. Right?
Slave was to tie him up, right? And rape him in front of his family. So he would lose respect, one, from the woman of the family, but also the children. It was like a instant, hey, he cannot protect you.
Right.
You have no protection. What can that do?
You see that? What she just said? Eliminate the aspect of protection. When she said, when the wife and the children would see the husband or father get buck broken, they realize he can't protect us. Right? When you just go along with the get along, you're not protecting your people. You're not protecting yourself. right? Because they know they can come to you and just and tell you whatever, you going along with it. You down with the program. So you can say what you want, but you have to mean what you say, and it has to be backed up. Right? That's the whole objective of what she said. And this, look around, the religion they force on us, everything they get us to do is just so that we can be docile and comply with what they've presented to us. Comply with everything, right?
To you mentally.
Yes,
both
they
sides.
talk about it being in our DNA.
Your
It actually
DNA.
pass on
That trauma.
that trauma
In your blood.
in our blood.
Yeah, that's all it is in the society, is to make you docile and to go along with everything they bring to you. But you got to change that. Why are we nothing to be played with? Because the word of God and our role as an Israelite man or woman comes before anything else. Us being an example to our people comes before anything else, right? Let's get Isaiah 55:11, King. And while you getting there, I'm gonna read this in the same chapter, Exodus 15. It says, verse 13, it says, "Thou in thy mercy has led forth the people which thou hast redeemed. Thou hast guided them in thy strength unto thy holy habitation. The people shall hear and be afraid. Sorrow shall take hold on the inhabitants of Palestina." So it says the Most High will lead us in his strength. Ultimately, that's our strength, right? The people, when we were coming through the wilderness, the people, the different nations feared us because they knew that we was backed by the Most High. So ultimately, that was our strength. Ultimately, that is our strength, right? But if you do the same stuff that the other people are doing, they know that you're not backed by the Most High, right? If they say that, well, we're gonna take this job from you, they know that you're not backed. You don't have no backbone. Your backbone is what they've given you, which is this job. That's what your backbone is, because you're willing to do whatever to keep this job, right? But if what you say or how you are is backed by, look, you can take away whatever you want to take away. I stand for the Most High. Then the Most High will back you. That's who backed up the 3 Hebrew boys with Nebuchadnezzar. But he's not backing you, and you value your money more than you value your walk. You value your lifestyle more than you value your walk. You value your life more than you value your walk. The Most High is not backing you. You're going to get destroyed right along with that job, the building, and everybody in it. You're going to get destroyed right along with them on the day of judgment. Because that's where your heart is. Matthew 19, when he went to the rich young ruler, he said, well, sell everything you got and follow me. He couldn't do it. Knowing when you die, you can't take that with you. That means nothing. Your house get burnt down tomorrow. And you say, well, I got insurance on my house. And let's say the insurance company come up with some type of excuse why they can't pay you out. You just lost everything. Because your value, what you value was carnal things. You valued the tangibles instead of valuing what the Most High gave you, which is his spirit. Value his law, statutes, and commandments in order, discipline. Right? Read what you got, King.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 55, verse 11. So shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not
read verse 10, because for the context.
For as the rain cometh down, and the snow from heaven, and returneth not thither, but watereth the earth, and maketh it bring forth and buds, like that it may give seed to the sower, and bread to the eater. So shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent it.
He said, my word ain't gonna go out here and go, it ain't gonna come back void. It's gonna accomplish what it means to accomplish. If I say I serve the Most High, right? Don't come to me with no madness, right? Don't come to me, don't come playing with me. You know what I'm saying? Trying to convince me of sin. Because this is the thing, right? Notice how like in the Old Testament, right? You see where like Deuteronomy 13, where it said if your family members or somebody tell you let's go serve another God, he said you be the first one to put your hands on them, right? Or if two men was caught together messing around with each other, they had to be put to death. Or if somebody was committing adultery, the man and the woman got put to death. Now notice, we're under grace, right? But so we can't, so it ain't no putting nobody to death. Okay, we're under grace. The people that did, they under grace too. But does that mean that you say, well, you slept with another brother's wife, right? Does that mean that we just disregard the fact that you, even though you can be forgiven of that sin, do we just disregard the fact that you did that? Because if it wasn't for Christ, you wouldn't be here no more. So do we just disregard the fact that you did that? No, we don't disregard that. We deal with you accordingly. Yes, you're forgiven, your sin's forgiven, but we deal with you accordingly. Right? At the end of the day, for you to understand this ain't this word, this truth, this lifestyle is not a play toy. You got to understand that what you did is wrong. Every action, look, grab Galatians 6 and 7, King. Every action, there's a judgment. Yes, you get forgiven, but is there a judgment for your actions? Absolutely. Absolutely. So don't come around playing around and then think because you're under grace, you know what I'm saying, we're supposed to tolerate your madness. No, that's not what's happening. Bring up what you got, King.
The book of Galatians, chapter 6, verse 7. Be not deceived. God is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap.
God is not mocked. Whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. You're going to reap. You're going to get judgment for your actions. Acts 7 and 13, Acts 7 and 17:30 says the Most High winks at your ignorance, right? But does that mean you don't get judged? You do get judged for everything you do. We are not to be docile. We are to be compassionate with our brothers and sisters. We are to forgive and everything else. But does that mean to not treat you accordingly? No, it don't mean to not treat you accordingly. Like I said before, if I know that you had to have a tendency or you stolen before, I'm not going to leave you in a position to be able to steal again. Now I'm tempting you. I'm tempting you now. If I know that you had a drug addiction, why would I take you around somebody that has the drugs? If I want you to stay away from the drugs. If you say, well, no, I don't have that drug addiction no more, why would I expose that to you? One way or another. If you won't do that if you love your brother. But if I love my brother gonna understand you messed up. You did wrong. Okay? You're forgiven, but you did wrong. And because of that, we're gonna treat you accordingly. No, we can't go back over there. Nope. Can't do it. Right? I gotta back up what I'm saying with some action. My brother ain't gonna understand if I just bend over backwards just because, hey, we're under grace, walk all over me some more. No, he ain't gonna understand that. Right? Get 1 John 5. 1 John 5 and 15. People don't understand walk all over them. And that's what Christianity taught you to do. Be a doormat. That's what it taught you to do. Be a doormat. Mm-hmm. We ain't doing that. We're not doing it no more. Don't come playing around with don't come playing around with us. You know what I'm saying? We are still just like our Messiah. Well, what about the fruits of the Spirit? Absolutely, we got the fruits of the Spirit with our own people, with other Israelites. But even other Israelites that's going off, they gonna get checked. You gonna get checked. Read what you got, King.
The book of 1 John, chapter 5, verse 15. And if we know that he hear us, whatsoever we ask, we know that we have the petitions that we desired of him. If any man see his brother sin, a sin which is not unto death, he shall ask, and he shall give him life. For them that sin not unto death, there is a sin unto death. I do not say that he shall pray for him.
So it says, if any man see his brother sin a sin which is not unto death, he shall ask, and he shall give him life. For them that sin not unto death, there is a sin unto death. I do not say that he shall pray for it. He said, if he sin a sin unto death, I do not say that he shall pray for it. Right? Now read the next verse.
All unrighteousness is sin, and there is a sin not unto death.
There's a sin that's not unto death. It said all unrighteousness is sin, but there's a sin not unto death. Keep reading.
We know that whosoever is born of God sinneth not, but he that is begotten of God keepeth himself, and that wicked one toucheth him not.
So back in verse 16, it said there's a sin unto death and a sin not unto death. What's the sin unto death? The sins that you would have gotten your butt put under death, unalivement for doing. If I know that you are the type of man to sleep with brothers' wives, why would I leave my wife sitting around with you? You know what I'm saying? If I know that you type of brother that like to steal, why would I leave my money sitting around you? Leave my wallet sitting out. You know what I'm saying? Why would I do that? If I love you, I'm not going to tempt you like that. Ultimately, what we're saying is this: if just like that, for example, if you've been known to commit or you have committed a sin unto death before, just because we're under grace, do I just acknowledge? Do I just disregard the fact that you used to sleep with men? You done got caught with a man. Do I just say, okay, you now just forget about that? Even though you said, look, hey y'all, hey, forgive me, I messed up. Do we just disregard that and just say, oh no, it's all good, whatever, and then go about our business? No, we understand what you did. You know what I'm saying? We deal with you accordingly. Yeah, you still our brother, but it just said what we just read said you can't even pray for him. It said you can't even pray for him if they sin a sin unto death, because they wouldn't even be here if it wasn't for Christ.
Yeah.
But just because Christ came, does that mean you just overlook what they done did and say, well, it is what it is? Give them the chance to do it again? No, you try to keep them on the right path and don't tempt them with whatever it was that was tempting them. You know what I'm saying? They got a whatever addiction it was. You don't put that in their face no more. You don't bring them around that no more. And you understand who you're dealing with so that they can stay on the right path. You keep them in line, keep them in check. Right? But what I'm saying is this: you don't be a doormat. Won't nobody take you seriously until they see you stand up and they don't have leverage over you. Christianity puts leverage over you from others. Meaning, I can do whatever I want to do to you, and you got to take it because you're a Christian. I can say whatever I want to say because you got to forgive me because you're a Christian. I can slap your face and you got to turn the other cheek because you're a Christian, when that don't even mean that. Right? When people have leverage over you, they don't take you seriously because they know all they got to do is pull that one trick out the bag and they got you. You got to eliminate all leverage. And how do you eliminate all leverage? Nothing can come before the Most High. Nothing can come before this walk. Nothing. Like I said, not even your own life. If they see these Israelites have broken away from this society in so many different ways, they don't care what they're talking about, what the president talking about, what nobody else talking about. They don't care about none of that. They live in their life according to these scriptures. We done tempted them with this, tried them with that, done threatened them, and they still doing what they said they're gonna do. They don't have any leverage. And that's how you know people take you seriously. That's the only way for them to take you seriously. Right? But we're gonna give all glory, honor, and praise to the Most High Yahweh by Hashem HaMashiach Yahweh Shai. Hey, Abdad, you got anything you want to say, King?
No.
All right, Khan. But we're gonna say we thank y'all for joining us. You know, I thank the Most High once again. Thank the Most High for this blessed Shabbat. Thank him for these scriptures. Thank him for the understanding. Thank him for his word. Thank him for the edification. Thank him for everything that he bestowed upon us, right? Thank the Most High. Spend time, get off his class, spend time with the Lord. Thank him. Thank him. Because he don't have to do nothing for you.
That's right.
Thank him for not bringing a strong delusion on you, right?
That's
I'm gonna
right.
say Shalom.
Shalom.